umhla 1st of February 2025 today, and we are in the new season, the new era, the new month, and time is already flying by. Siyabonga kakhulu bekumene uba nibe part yale meeting. I do know ukuthi there's quite a few South Africans as well who are always there and who have joined you. Ukuthi beve uba sithina kule meeting yokuqala ye-virtual session esiplan ukuthi yenzeke at least twice a month, if not every weekend, just like we do in South Africa, but maybe we'll start with it ukuthi yenzeke twice a month. Before ngene ekuthenini ithini purpose ya this session, nanokuthi why sifuna ukulonja this session today. I think quite a lot of you seniyati ukuthi we have got amandla omnotho eSwatini. We launched last year, and this has won wonke ama-media houses, TV, radio, you name it, and socials. We're launching with the aim of driving economy and economic activity and entrepreneurship eSwatini. So we're launching because you, eMaSwati, called us to come and work with you, especially in the person of the chair, Babenjali Njali. Engifisa ukuthi before ngiqhubeke ngihamd over back to yena, ngisho ukuthi asethulele ikomiti yakhe khona eSwatini, and I'm going to be hoping that as he is introducing people, abantu, they will show their face so that we can see that they are not robots. And so it's my pleasure ukuthi hand over kuwena Zide uthi kusintroducela umsebenzi okhona eSwatini, usintroducele futhi your committee and executive that is pushing umsebenzi eSwatini. Then you'll hand back to me so that I take you through the process of today's or this evening's discussion. And I'm aware ukuthi I wasn't aware ukuthi kunebhola namhlanje dlala Chiefs the Pirates. In second half abantu abaningi already ngiyazi ukuthi bathanda kakhulu ibhola, so if bese ngazile bengikhumbulile bese yishifta meeting to 5:30 instead of 5. But nevertheless, we are now here and the meeting is recorded, so it's important ukuthi laba bantu kade bengekho bazokwazi ukuthi next time baye ku YouTube channel yethu and listen in for anything else that needs to be listened to and heard. Why was this meeting? Babenjani, over to you, Mfowethu.
Wena wangasendla.
Nawe ngiyafisa ukuthi uziveze kuze abantu bakubone nama committee members, executive members wakho as such.
Siyavusela Maswati, nguyele handsome lona. Njani uGodfrey Mandla njani longishemene ngamandla omnotho eSwatini. Ngicela nje ukuthi ngicale ngokusho ukuthi sinemsebenzi lomnengi nalomkhulu eveni laKangwane wekuthuthukisa live laKangwane. Sinemsebenzi lomkhulu ukuthi kufanele June afike sesati ukuthi lokhu lekufanele sikwende konke nje obatakubala umuntu omdzala longanga president kunengi lesesikwendile eMaSwati lokufaka ekhathi ukuthi tindzaba befika balontsha bathola imarket yabo bamboo yabo ngabala ngicetse ngingacethe bo turmeric. Umsebenzi lomkhulu lesibhekene nawo lawo lokuMaSwati ukuthi sithuthuke eveni laKangwane. Ngakho ngingacela nje eMaSwati ukuthi simane sibambisaneni silalelisise nokuthi umuntu omdzala namhla usiphathelene. Ngicela ukuthula ke ikomiti lengisebenza nalo lekulikomiti lengitichenyako ngalo umbonga uNkulunkulu ngalo ngokuthi angiphela ikomiti leli nje. Njengoba sengishito ukuthi ngisihlalo kwelive laKangwane from amandla omnotho. ngibe nelisekela lelingilunga Dlamini uTauti Veda longiyena alisekela lami. Nkosi. Noma ngichubeke emalunga. Yena bekashito umlangeni lokuthi ungathi utawuba endzaweni la ngathi
ukhona nangesambona eTulu. Bamsasanga eTulu. Yes.
Okay, siyabonga. Ngibike ke mhlambe lo sibukele ka media naye usesemsebentini welive umuntu lo sebenza ka Swazi TV, so umuntu ke lo loxolisile kakhulu ukuthi babi uyafisa but uyawucetha late. Bese siba na secretary Fukhoza ngiyakholwa ukuthi naye usiphakamisile isandla nambona. Ngichubeke sibe nalo sibukele imali njengoba sathi ukuthi kuyinhlangano lena lekwi-NGO lekokuthi mhlambe nangabe kunetimali letingene la khona ukusibukela noma ngabe ke sendane lesiplanako bantu benkosi njengoba emaswati akhumbula besilontsha wasiphathela kahle lo msebenzi kwaba kahle waphumelela njengoba labanye bebakhona babona lo ngiyena ke lo sibukele letimali uLancumalo ubongekile. Mhlambe jena asho ukuthi ayisengivelile.
Yanibingelela Maswati ngoye bongekile Ncumalo lo imali.
Siyabonga mkhulu. Cishe sing5 ngicabanga ukuthi sengibabale onke le team ing5 sisuka kuthi emalunga ngeke ngufihle lokho ukuthi sasibanengi ngokuhamba kwendlela bahambe labanye bagileka saze sasala sing5 sibambile ke kuyaze kuvalwe uNkulunkulu alandzele ibandla lakhe. Siyabonga kakhulu. Shwabade ngicela kubuyela kuwe emaswati asakulungele ukuva asalungele ukulalela wena wangasendla.
Baba Ntshali, can you hear me, right? Okay, thank you so much, Baba Ntshali, for thank you so much, Baba Ntshali, for introducing us to your team and your team to us. Abanye ke nje ukusishila ukuthi abekho but ke siyakholwa ukuthi sizobabona soon. Mhlamba ngiqale la ukuthi amandla omnotho kulabo abangawazi, it's a platform share information economy and entrepreneurship. It's a platform that was started almost 20 years ago to drive economic development, first in South Africa. And we've been working across many African countries. And we continue to work with a number of countries, both here and abroad. It's a platform for socio-economic advancement. It's not a political platform. Again, a foot platform, your complainer. Again, a foot platform, your true government. Again, a platform, here's a political platform, a clear and clean, and we are very careful with it. We don't get ourselves involved into politics. So instead, we are driving politics, economy, working with governments. We've done this successfully in South Africa, and I guess in Eswatini. That's why last year we had the Minister Ukhumalo and we're working with a lot of other ministers in different countries to help advance economies of our beautiful continent and our beautiful countries. But why this meeting tonight? This meeting is meant to kickstart a process of engagement that is going to be happening, as I said, at least twice a month. This process is going to be unfolding, and you will be given the Zoom links. We'll be sharing the links with all of you so that we have you discuss things that are important to you as eMaSwati, and in terms of economy, in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of opportunities, in terms of networking, so that nizokwazi Maswati ukuthi ni connect with your fellow entrepreneurs eSwatini, but moreover, ni connected to the industry in terms of what is happening and your contribution that is very much needed eSwatini as active citizens. I think all of us are aware that each of our countries has got a particular challenge or a problem. And those problems need to be tackled at a government level in terms of policy making and legislation. But quite a number of problems are supposed to be tackled at a level of you and me as citizens, as South Africans, or as Mozambicans, or as eMaSwati. But in this instance, we're talking about eMaSwati. There are a lot of people who like to just sit by and complain about the situation in their own countries, sometimes without offering a solution. And I'm not saying Guti complaining is in itself wrong, but I'm just making an example here, which I think it's important to highlight. Guti, we can't be complaining all the time without coming up with solutions to help our situation. I will illustrate to you and for you a number of examples and situations. We know that His Excellency, the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump, has recently been inaugurated. And he came up with a very strong policy that is inward-looking, focusing on developing his own country, his own people, his own economy. Mr. Trump, he comes up with a policy, and the policy says America first, which means Mr. Trump says he's tired of feeding other countries American taxpayers' money. You can argue this in whatever way, shape, or form. But Mr. Trump is right. Why? Because all of a sudden, everybody, the countries that were beneficiaries of America's giving, I am complaining on, including my own country, South Africa. But America, yes, Valela, etc., etc. I know there have been some changes, I think, recently, as early as, or as recent as yesterday or something. But what is truthful about what Mr. Trump is doing for his country is looking after the interest of the people of his country first. Because you can't just look after your neighbor and throw food there and say, well, my country or my house, people must not eat. You know, quite a lot of African leaders are waking up to realize that if we can be beholden and always look up to the West for our own survival, it means we are going to be enslaved. And if the West decide tomorrow to switch off the tap, or Europe decides to switch off the tap, we are dead in water. It was the former president of Kenya yesterday, Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, where I was watching him speak and say exactly what I'm saying. Mr. Trump is correct, because we can't be beholden to America when America has been helping for that long kwizinto ze-AIDS, kwizinto ze-nutrition, etc. Ngisho ingane yakho uma uyizele awukwazi ukuthi ayihlali incinta sonke isikhathi iyancinta. Imagine ingane engangami esinempandla kodwa iya kumawami umaqwabe ilokhu yofuna ukuncinta all the time. And that can't be. It can just only mean ukuthi lo mntwana akakhuli, and lo mntwana une-disability, lo mntwana has got a serious problem, and somehow we need to get specialists to attend to lo mntwana. Kodwa manje inkinga lo mntwana uyakhuluma, unengqondo, uright, kufake ngisho ibuku. So the issue, Mama Khumalo, you can just unmute if you want to say something. But the issue is, we are alive. We are okay. We are well. We are lo mntwana engikhuluma ngaye ukuthi uright, uyaphila, kodwa uyahluleka to look after himself. Usayingcolisa. And that's the type of a situation, in my view, that we find ourselves in as Africans, as native Africans, if I may add, because we are the ones sicela ukuthelela ijuice or ngicela ungithelela amanzi all the time. And yet we've got our own water. Yet we've got our own resources. That is our own water. Yet we've got our own means of production, which means we've got our own people who should be driving entrepreneurship. We've got our own natural resources, that's land. We've got our own natural resources, that's minerals. We've got our own capital, that is money. Those are means of production that we always talk about. But the question is, why are we not utilizing them? In other words, all the ingredients, for those about Bagama Keke, they will know with the ingredients, Zamakeke, Ganda, you've got sugar, you've got salt, you've got flour, you've got yeast if you put yeast, you've got milk, you've got the essence that makes the cake smell nice or anything like that. But you've got water. But the problem with it, somewhat, you can't mix all of these things together. And yet those ingredients are there. So that is why we started these platforms, because we said, Umamu Eunice Khumalo, your hand is up. Do you want to say something? Okay. So that is why we said what we need is a new Swati, renewed, in the mind. Just like we are saying we need a new South African, a renewed South African here in the mind. We need a new Mozambican. We need a new Nigerian. There's a concept in Christianity which is called born again. We need a born again Bernard. We need a born again Bonisile. We need a born again Braswans. We need a born again Bongegile. We need a born again Comrade Zakes. Thanks, my brother, always joining even here. We need a born again Eunice. We need a born again Godfrey and Happiness. We need a born again you, all of you. So we all need to renew our minds towards our own countries, our own economies and economics. And we must have full understanding of what our countries can do, can't do. We must have full understanding of what our countries need and don't need. We must have full understanding of what our countries consume and produce. And we must have full understanding on what and who is producing for us. And we must have full understanding as to what is it that we consume as products and the growth pattern of our own countries. We must have full understanding that what is it that we can't produce and we get it elsewhere. In other words, importing. And we must have full understanding that what can we as a country produce more to be able to export to our neighboring countries and other people, because surely there is something that we are better at ourselves as eMaSwati, and that thing we can be able to export to other people. It is called comparative advantage in economics, where we are quality to produce something so that you can sell to somebody else because you can produce that thing better than that person. So this is all the ecosystem that we need to understand when it comes to economy, socio-economic environment, and you name it. So we must become active citizens who are not only going to complain. And please, by all means, complaining is part of life. And at times, you can get into the mode of complaining and complain forever. But here we are advocating for coming up with solutions so that you don't analyze yourself to paralysis, where you just look around and say it's all hopeless, it's all dead situation, and. You know, that's why there's a saying that goes, small minds discuss people, average mind discuss events, and big minds discuss ideas. That ideation phase and the space of mind that we need to cultivate is what is going to pull us out of the rut and get us onto a path of becoming real great eMaSwati, real great people who are going to be real assets and contribute to the upliftment of Eswatini. And if I'm emphasizing Eswatini, it's because this is Eswatini virtual session. There's other, you must equate that to your own country, wherever, whether it's South Africa or Mozambique or Zimbabwe or Zambia. We want to have that new or that born again Swati, who's going to say, I am here to make a contribution. I want to turn things around in my own country. And please, again, I know the challenges that you can throw at me and say, but Mr. Klaba, you don't understand. You don't understand. But once you are detached from that mindset that says you don't understand, because the Lebanese are doing business there, the Turkish are doing business there, the Americans are doing business there, the Indians are doing business there, and other people and other nationalities, which is good. So, but if they are doing business there, and when all you ever do, each time we're raising the bar and trying to raise the bar, all you see is negativity. That's the mindset that we have to first and foremost start dealing with to be able to help a situation that should, clear off the fog for us to move forward as eMaSwati. So this is the purpose of this Abantu Mnoto and the session that we are going to be holding every weekend, or at least twice per month, as we are inaugurating it today. Say because it's a platform that is precisely for that. and we would like you to participate. But before I move into the you participating, I want to talk about the economy of Eswatini as to illustrate this example, because if you have to be aware of your environment, it is the Eswatini economy that you must understand. How does it move? How it kanjani? All of these products, the clothes you are wearing, the spectacles you are wearing, the blocks, the buildings, everything else that you see around, the food that you are eating. How does it come about and who produces it? Because we are trying to deal with the situation that we always talk about, to say, let us be producers of our own consumption. Let us desist from only being consumers of everything else, and yet we don't understand where does that thing come from and who produces it. The economy of Eswatini, as you would know, you are Eswatini, I'm sure you know, the population is a little over 1.2 million. But if you look at what constitutes the economic activity of Eswatini and how do you procure your economy in terms of the import and export and balance of trade and all of those indicators and stuff, economic terms, Eswatini it consumes it imports about 80% of its economy. That means your clothes, the food you eat, and quite a lot of things and services. And so far, I think for those that does economics among us, they will agree with me that Eswatini's economy currently in terms of GDP size, we are looking at, I'm trying to Google here to check currently with what is the value of imports, just as a way of example to illustrate. The value of the total imports in Eswatini as of 2021, I don't know about last year, but probably we can extrapolate these figures, was $2.2 billion, right? And South Africa is the largest supplier of goods to Eswatini, right, with $1.53 billion. That was, at that time, 70%, 72% of the whole thing. So if you're looking at $2.12 billion, you are looking at how much Emalahleni is that? 2.12 multiplied by 19 or 18. It's about 40 billion Emalahleni that the Kingdom of Eswatini spent buying goods from South Africa for it to feed its citizens. And then that is 72%. And you are talking again about you import from other countries. That is Mozambique, a little bit, China, a little bit, right? And the top imports of Eswatini is refined petroleum, okay, to run the economy. It's gold, it's electricity, it's corn, umbila, it's gas turbine. Much of these things are imported from South Africa. Now I'm talking economics, which should cause you to have a concern as Eswati to say, hey, but how can we just import literally now? It's 80%. And by the way, the same country where I am, South Africa, is in itself importing almost 80% of the goods from other countries, certain types of goods. And it is possible, therefore, that what South Africa sells to Eswatini is not necessarily generated and produced in South Africa in its entirety. It could just be that South Africa is a conveyor belt to move goods quickly to Eswatini because we've got the sea here, we've got all of these types of things that maybe Eswatini doesn't have as a landlocked country like Zimbabwe. So, but you realize what now, this is a serious challenge of us as Africans to say, why are we importing literally everything that we consume, everything that we wear. Now this is where it becomes interesting, because it is on this very same nexus of the balance of trade. Ideally, you would want to have a country that produces at least 55% of its goods and reduce the imports to 30 to 40%, because truth be told, there are things that you cannot do without, because you can't produce in your own country. And there are things that, based on bilateral trade agreements at government-to-government levels, because we are brothers and sisters globally. That's why we're saying we've got a global village. You've got to purchase stuff from another country so that the other country can survive, and because they're purchasing stuff from you, etc. Those are trade relations which are important, hence embassies and all those institutions that are set up in different countries for individual countries, etc. So the diplomatic corps and all that. So, but for us to move at 80% plus in terms of the goods that we consume, it shows there is a serious deficit. I don't know whether in terms of the policy of government or in terms of us thinking and applying ourselves to saying the types of products that we are consuming, which we are importing, why don't we reduce those so that we can produce them locally and put tariffs at a government level now to say, we can't have Brazil or India or China or South Africa just pushing all their products into our country, and with us failing completely to leverage our own resources in terms of producing those particular products. Yiyo lento fanele ukuthi sicabange sicinge ukuthi how then do we work with each other, with government, with development finance institutions, the DFI, the ENIDC, as an example, or CIDC, or all the institutions that are pro-development that can help fund, so that we don't become a country entirely dependent or depending on goods produced by other countries. I just came back from a factory shop that does what we call plastic business in near Centurion. And a friend of mine from Ghana is running that factory. And it started 3 years or so ago. And today it has grown in leaps and bounds. That factory is producing water bottles. And the industry of water, of plastic in South Africa, as an example, is $62 billion. That's just the industry of plastic. And I heard that companies like Dulux, the ones that do paint as an example, they don't have enough suppliers of buckets, as an example. And so they've got to find ways of importing some of the buckets, because even in our own country, the producers of plastics aren't adequate. If you just take that example, plastics literally is found in each and every household. Somewhere, somehow, you've got plastics, even in your computer or your phone or your kitchen. So, and we recycle this. Again, a Chinese friend of mine in Durban, he's into circular economy, the recycling business. And he was telling me that he just came and put the machine somewhere in Hammersdale, and I went to see his factory 2 or 3 weeks ago. The young man is producing these pellets that make plastics and all sorts of stuff. And he's saying he is way overwhelmed with demand. And yet the machine cost about 300,000-400,000 rand. Then he's producing. And he came, he saw an opportunity and exploited it. And so is other sectors of economy. We are hopefully going to be establishing a factory of shoes in Eswatini, just like we have our factory in South Africa where we're establishing shoe factories. Because 80%, which is out of the shoes that we consume in SA, we're consuming 300 million pairs. And 20% we produce locally. So 20% of 300 million is about 60. So which means 240 million pairs of shoes we import, which is 80% we buy from other countries. Now, it does not take rocket science for you to just think about how do we change that dynamic, that type of a situation. We've got to produce, localize the economy, get into the grind, work to produce material, work to produce those cakes, work to produce those glasses, work to produce those plastics, work to identify opportunities, and then say, get into the space, research it, so that we move from a survivalist economy. You know, I travel into many countries in the continent, and I get so frustrated to come to Ghana, and I'm told that the whole hospitality industry is led by Lebanese. Surely there's nothing wrong with Lebanese, but we can't have a situation where we have got certain people who come from other continents and they come and dominate a particular sector and completely. And then we are saying, well, we now know that it's the South Africans who are ruling this particular sector, or it's Americans who are ruling this particular sector, and we can't even have a piece of it. And you find those people, it's Indians who come and say, well, we're ruling this sector, it's ours. We are kind of like monopolizing the sectors, dominating the sectors, and making sure that, you know, nobody else come in to the space to exploit it. And we give in just like that. And I've watched that as well. In Eswatini, there are certain sectors that you almost think would, oh, lama sector should asebanjwe abantu bebala elithile, abantu bomdabu othile, thina sisekho khona. No, asikwazi ukuvumela lokho in our continent. Asikwazi ukuvumela lokho in our countries. So we've got to develop the holy anger, you know, not the destructive one, the holy anger. The holy anger that says we have got a mission generationally in our lifetime to turn the tide, to turn things around. Because we live in this time, during this time. There's nobody better than you or me. We are all human beings after all, created in God's own image, after God's own likeness, have got the same blood that runs in other people. Maybe we are not doing enough to network among ourselves, to research and find opportunities, to move from just being survivalist, surviving from day to day, from one moment to one moment, because we don't seem to comprehend this whole economic situation. All we are known for, we are people, and all of that. No, that should never be the case, because we've got the same mind. We can think, we can plan, we can find a way and have stratagems of developing our own economies and engage our own government and go to His Majesty the King and go to the Prime Minister and go to the ministers. They're very open and say, Minister or so and so, here's my vision that I would like to sort of like pursue. And some of the things, we don't even need to go to politicians, by the way. I always say this on radio in South Africa. Politicians, they are good, they are part of the ecosystem, but there's no fundamental who starts with the politician as well as business. Start when? I need to abon need. Abantu bafuna ukudla, abantu bafuna ukuthi, abantu bayagqoka. Find ways of getting into that space. Be creative, be smart, and then use, therefore, the networks that you can use to go into politics, to go into government, because governments are ours. You know, they are not like amorphous stuff that is sitting out there. Governments are ours. We are government, and the government is us, if I were to talk about democracy and what it means exactly. So we are here to encourage you to say, these sessions are going to be looking into such things. We'll be inviting people from Eswatini and sometimes from outside, and you must be free to recommend. Again, I must stress, this is not a complaining platform or an anti-government platform, no. It is just to encourage one another as Africans and foster this solidarity and love for each other and love for our communities. And where we see some mistakes, try and sit down with the good spirit of building and say, can we please sort this thing out? How do we sort this thing out? And raise issues, say, hey, licenses are difficult to come by. Please, government, can you intervene? And they will definitely come. You know, there's nothing as important as to try these things that I'm talking to you about than to hear from the corridors, hey, now join the chorus. Go there and ask, at least have your own personal experience of saying, I've gone to some official at the highest level of government, and they've really helped me or dismissed me, but at least try it. And this is what this platform is about. We'll be looking at a lot of things. I wanna open some few minutes for questions. When I was in your beautiful country, I was given the Kingdom of Eswatini Strategic Roadmap, 2019 to 2022. I guess it's been revised right now. So if it is revised, we can always look at that. Again, it's very clear. It's got a vision and a mission, strategic roadmap as to where you're going, the ease of doing business. It's a public document, so it's not a confidential document. So the ease of doing business, fiscal consolidation, infrastructure, investment and innovation, culture of excellence, social safety net, and all of that. It's there talking about what that Department of Economic Development, etc., is aiming to do to grow the economy of Eswatini. It's beautifully written. So it's documents like this that we must get our hands around, look at them, and even ask officials of government to please come, just share with us, how do you plan to do this so that we can fit in well with the policy framework and legislation and government strategy. We'll be inviting private business people to come and talk. How did I start the business? There's a weakness about big people, rich people, influential people. They like to talk and boast about how have they started things. And we must capitalize on that and use them for good to say, come and share with us, how did you get to where you are today? I tell you, you'll get a lot of gold nuggets and learnings to be able to take it for yourselves and move forward. So, and we're going to be cross-pollinating, meaning working between South Africa and Eswatini. Already there are serious ventures which I'm currently not in a position to explain with what are they, but they are big and beautiful, which we would like to plug into Eswatini. I am the chairperson of BRICS on food security in the country, South Africa. Already I've spoken to some of the leadership of Eswatini, Amandla Mnoto, to say we are setting up a factory that produces milk in Durban. It produces sugar, food for dogs. So the conference that is happening, which I hope we've extended it to your ministers and others, to say come up attend 27, 29 of March in Durban. We are going to be launching that company at the Durban Trade Port, which produces, which requires 200,000 liters of milk every day. That's huge. Now, you can imagine an opportunity for those who are producing milk, bordering Pongola there in Eswatini, to say, well, we want to produce milk, first for consumption in our own country, but the excess milk for export to South Africa to plug into this company. And we are doing medicinal herbs, as some of you will know. We're already doing the master classes. We want to do those things. We'll be bringing people there to say, come, train Emaswat. They've got beautiful lands to do turmeric, ginger, all those types of medicinal herbs that we always talk about. We want to be doing that. So the list is just endless when it comes to the things that we want to do to help raise the economy of Eswatini and help you as entrepreneurs to drive your own destiny when it comes to economic development. So today was my chance to talk to you, and I'm privileged and honored to be listened to by yourselves, hoping that I made sense in everything that I've said, and was everything that I've said is said in absolute clean, good spirit of uplifting fellow Africans to be able to say, let us work together. Let's drive our economies. both in Eswatini, in South Africa, in SADC, because we are one people and we need to know that. And let's move between our countries. Let's encourage one another to say, yes, we can do it. We can reduce unemployment. We can help. I was heartened to hear Uti Eswatini. Actually, I was touched to hear Uti, I think it was our brother from FinCom, telling us that they needed a post, I think for 7 people with postgrad who have up to masters and PhD. And they're saying how many people they received for those who were there. I can't remember, but thousands of people just for 7 positions, because many people are just sitting at home. And Babet Amin, you remember that? How many people did apply?
4,000 present. 4,000 applications.
4,000 people. For how many positions?
For a position of 7, vacancy of 7.
Amazing. Amazing. I mean, that's mind-boggling to just come to think with 4,000 people. It happened here in Durban, in Pietermaritzburg. There was even a stampede. Kids died because the whole stadium was filled for, I don't know, it was for about 1,000 or less. And imagine the whole stadium of 20,000 being filled just to get those policemen and women. So we are faced with a serious crisis, ladies and gentlemen, and the solution is in our hands. Government alone can't do it. I can tell you, it can be daunting and exhausting, even for ministers and even for His Majesty, even for everybody else. But if you come positive and saying, yes, we can work together, yes, we can push this forward, I tell you, you are a solution to your country, and there's no family without its own challenges. But just love your country, support your country, find ways of saying, can I communicate my message so that my message is heard and I can be able to drive. Any questions or comments? I'm going to give about 5 to 10 minutes for that so that we then close.
Hello, yes, I'd like to make a comment. I'm Mr. Magongo, if that's okay, Chairperson.
You're welcome, Mr. Magongo.
So thank you for that wonderful presentation. I am in Eswatini. I am the secretary of ENAFA, Eswatini National Rural Farmers Association. We're about 600 members. As farmers, we are very much neglected. And the basic farmer in Swaziland, the rural farmer, just actually requires just some fence to stop cows from coming into their fields, basically. Sorry about that. And yeah, that was so well presented, sir. We would like to obviously forge some ties with you. There are some tin stuff that we're doing with our product ENAFA, like pumpkin soup. We did that to try and show our minister here in Eswatini, but he never got a chance to see us. I think he was quite busy. But yeah, I would like to show some of them to you, sir, and actually meet you. The chairman of BRICS, I don't know what committee you mentioned. That is such a privilege. In March, we will be in Pretoria, an agricultural indaba. Yes, that we would attend in Pretoria, basically. So yeah, we'd like to forge the ties together. We are into wanting to produce as Swazis. Indeed, our land is very wonderful and it is green. And so is South Africa, basically. But yeah, I would like to give Swazis a chance to do something and produce more, do a lot of agro-processing. The problem that we have in Eswatini, all the banks have their money tied. They don't want to lend it out. I don't want to even mention names of the banks. So yeah, if we can just get financing in Eswatini, we can create a lot of jobs for Swazis. Maybe let me not, talk too much and give others a chance. But yeah, that's really who we are, and that's what we want to do. We'll be growing our own food here and try and package it and see how we can sell it and export it to other countries as well. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow, Mr. Magongo, I'm so impressed, my brother. I'm definitely going to make time to meet with you either in Eswatini or when you come to SA. Would love to see and find ways of how do we assist you. I hope my committee that side is taking notes, and I'm going to request that you throw your number on the box there, so that the chairman, together with his committee, they take that. We'll discuss those things. Thank you so much, and it's so good to hear that you are moving, Mr. Kunene.
Thank you very much, sir.
Short. Mr. Vusi Kunene.
Sanbonani.
Wait.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Klaba. Ngibingelele lonke umvulo khona lana Maswati. Ngingivusi ngwakakunene mina ngwakahlathi. Kunane kwami is to comment nje Mr. Klaba kulokulo so sinikete kona ukuthi siyabonga kakhulu ukuzivula umqondo. And ngakhumbula nje eMaswati akithi naku ukuthi umnotho bantu bawakha ngemhlaba. People are fighting bafuna umhlaba. And as a Maswati, we need to be honest. We are blessed. We have umhlaba. Wonke iSwati licishe linayo indzawo lengacishe be 1 hectare of land. Lapho kulinywa khona imimbila nani. We just need ukuthi sihambe siye emakhaya and try to commercialize lokulima kwethu, because sonke siyakwati kulima. Maswati nakuthiwa kuneskill lesinaso sekulima. Let's commercialize. Let's try to make sure ukuthi we're taking the space, because lokwendekako, I've just got into business telco, and I'm so surprised. Labantu lesithi ngemandiya noma laba abangaphandle labala kangwane, they are buying a property, they are buying yonke letindzawo. In no time, as eMaswati sidabe side umhlaba utabu ownwa nglabantu bekhamba. So asukumeni and take up the space, sende show lokuthi siyadimisela sifika ekutheni nathi we are counted, and stawkhona lokuthi lo mcebo swakhe if we are making use of the land lesinayo. Ulima kudzinga into lenkulu. I was in another workshop last week here, Feedlot. They tell you about 14 by 15 meters of land where ungafaka inkomo tibe maybe about 10. And there's something less kind of thing, but let us get into these spaces and my business and try to see Maswati. Mr. Klaba is babangtu a God sent, and kwangathi uNkulunkulu angasita sikhona ukubamba lokulosiniketa kona and sigijime nako singakuva nje kuphela kusichaze, but ascending something kuze siye phambili. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kunene. Truly appreciate your words, and I think the point you are raising is very, very important. Blessed with the land. There's Mr. Magumbe who's coming. He's been trying to call me now. The top agronomist in the world, I can say. He is training people on how to do turmeric. And I can tell you without any shade of doubt, because the numbers that we're talking about of making $200,000 on a hectare through turmeric. I'm just giving you one grain of the economic activity out of a number of things that we do. That's close to 4 million in Malangeni per annum in 1 hectare. Where have you had that? And big people here in this country have been sending serious business people now to Zimbabwe to be trained by him because of the outputs and the produce that he realizes. So Eswatini has got huge amount of beautiful lands. As Mr. Magong was saying, maybe it's the fencing part. But again, there must be a solution. If there's a problem somewhere, there definitely must be a solution. So I agree with you, my brother. The issue of land, hey, eMaswati, you must look at it seriously. And asifuni bakwethu ukuthi umhlaba wethu uthathwe abantu bokufika. And the gentrification process that's got to do with rich people buying poor men's lands and then chasing them away. So Salasi is if we can't protect ourselves. So thank you, my brother. I really appreciate your words. I think I told in now Bandabani. 2 more last people and then we close. Ngizocela futhi ukuthi the secretary and everybody else lapha eSwatini take note of the comments. There are people who would like to meet. There are people who have put in some stuff. I see Sister Duzile Dlamini Nklengetwa, Mrs. Nklengetwa, private meeting with you over Zoom or WhatsApp. can you kindly please, somebody there in Eswatini, take note of all of that and share with us after the meeting. So please, it's very important that when people have asked to meet us, we avail ourselves. I'll definitely make time to do that. Ukona on a comment, please, or question, or yeah.
President, I can see one comment there on the chat that says, how do we get training on turmeric? We had a flyer on the group that was talking about the training that is up and coming. Probably we will go through that one because the closing date is around the corner.
Thank you so much, Babet Lamini. We are going to have Mr. Magumbe coming. We are closing on the 7th next week because we want to prepare properly. So far, we've got 30 people who have joined, which is beautiful. And the number is growing. Ideally, we want to have 100. Abantu Eswatini, they are closer to Jozini. Jozini is just around the corner from Eswatini. We'll be having it there. Gauteng has some of them, they'll be driving to Eswatini, like me, coming to Jozini, and others will be going to Limpopo. So we want to set up at least 2 or 3 areas for training. Limpopo, Jozini, KwaZulu-Natal, and probably either Eastern Cape or Mpumalanga until those people who wanted us there confirm. So it's 2.5, it's a full day session. In the morning, we'll start in the fields because Keshi is ideal before in the class. But because it's hot, we're going to start in the field first for maybe 3 hours for people to be taught how to prepare the land for maximum harvest. And midday, we go straight to the class to learn theory part, which is what are the products of turmeric. It's so interesting. Just 3 days ago, I got 2 offtakes from South Africa, the turmeric, and people are just coming and saying, we hear that you are doing turmeric. Can I buy turmeric? I want 1,000, 1 ton of turmeric. Already we've got lots of buyers in South Africa lining up, not even for those people that will be training. We are going to give them even offtakes to our international market in Germany, right? So, but the market locally is even more than enough. So these are the benefits of you joining this masterclass, master farmer session, which we're going to continue doing as well. You will hear more tomorrow. If you can join at 5 again, we'll be having the chairman of BRICS now, WBA, Women Business Association, Ms. Lebohang Zulu, addressing us about the conference and the role of BRICS essentially in driving economies. So we'll be announcing a lot of other stuff there. Ngiyabonga kakhulu Philakazi mfowethu. Uma kuthi akasekho omunye bawethu, I'm more than happy for us to close and ask Jali or your vice. Up to you. Nompumelelo, I see your mic is on.
Yes, please, Mr. Klava, Dr. Klava, Mr. Klava, thank you so much. It's still not clear on how we register for this training at Jozini. Is there a form, registration form or a link and the banking details where we pay?
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Yes, there is definitely. You will see the bank account is First National Bank on Lady. It's written there on the pamphlet. Once we've done that, you just send an email or send a WhatsApp on the number. And the number that's there is my number. So that we know. You just pay, send it, then we'll take you and put you on a turmeric group. I've got over 40 WhatsApp groups among them. Not at some point I had 60 when WhatsApp started. We've got a lot of people in those WhatsApp groups. But we decided this time around that we are only going to have the people who are serious about each sector. Because from here, we are moving to other sectors like your property, right? We are going to be having master classes of property. Want people to master a property. You remember during our conference last year, we had Tobe and Ndovu. We are building estates in KwaZulu-Natal, and people have bought in those estates. That's what we want to do in Eswatini. So yes, pay, send me. I take your number, put it onto a turmeric group, because we want masters now. We want masters. Masterisha each and every sector. I hope I've answered you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much. I've also seen the pamphlets. Thank you so much, Mr. Club.
You're welcome, welcome. I saw some people opening up. Thanks, Magongo. I see your WhatsApp. Babunkosi, I saw your thing opening up and closing.
Oh, yeah, Baba. No, I actually felt I must not disturb Emaswati Ngoba. It's their platform in any case. But I just actually am here as one of the people that are witnesses to what you are doing. And also, you know, I'm one of those people who also appreciates the revolution, the economic revolution that you have come up with, and the movement that we have created, which is very interesting now that we are looking at the whole SADC, but I know you are looking beyond that as an internationalist. So I think Emaswati are very fortunate as well to have this platform. We do have it Nati on Sundays, but I just thought I should be part of it because there is a friend of mine who is in Nkosi ngale Eswatini, but ke amakhosi awabizwa ngamakhosi ngale Eswatini kuthiwa ikhulu. So I'm happy that he will be also joining Amanda Omnoto. So it's really humbling, Kuku, what you're doing. That is why it is so easy, mhlambe ukuduka nokuthi, hey, Dr. Kuku Xaba. Yeah, it's because intelligent people are usually elevated to doctors and all that stuff and professors. One day, somebody will also make a mistake and call you a professor. But yes, calling you a president is not a mistake. You are a president of this movement, and it's going places and it's taking the world by storm. All one can say is that, yeah, man, the darkies, which is us, black people, should just really be jealous of what we have started and keep it and protect it, because there are vultures out there who are watching as you are developing this and growing it into what is becoming and taking it to an international stage. So one is just very jealous of how we can really make sure that we protect this as much as possible. Njengoba no baba uJerome Kamagumbe asho wathi kunabelungu abaqhamuka sebezomtshela ukuthi no ungabatshela abantu abamnyama bakini ngalezi zinto. That is actually utter nonsense oyibonayo ukuthi izohamba isinamathele abelungu besijwayela amakhekhe kodwa we are happy ukuthi Mnumzane Magumbe did not entertain that. So we are also looking up to you as well as a person that will ensure that this whole expedition is and revolution is highly protected. uNkulunkulu akubusise ke Shwabada omkhulu oshwabadela inkomo neimpondo zayo. Sithi ke umsebenzi wakho omkhulu kakhulu and it's much appreciated not only in South Africa and not only in Swaziland but beyond the other borders, SADC as a whole, but at an international level as well. Thank you so much, Baba. All the best. God bless you.
So much. No, man. Thank you so much. Your therapeutic words. Appreciate that. Right. Sure. And interestingly, for the people abasazi Stellenbosch, Stellenbosch ngikhulume kakhulu ngaso ngoba sikhulu kakhulu. Sesivele siyile kuMagumbe. And then abadlali, I'm serious abadlali. Kade ngisendela nezinye izithombe nje basuka lana abanye inqwaba yabayibalela imhlophe beyo train manje. They spent hundreds of thousands of rand beyo train manje. So asidlali njengoba sisenza kanjena ukuthi siyazi ukuthi sifuna ukuthi sibheke siyabonga kakhulu mfowethu. Baba njani. Let me hand over to my brother and ngibongela kakhulu ukuthi nithamele nilalele. You can join us tomorrow as it on.
Sibongile nalabanye. Basho ukuthi nembala vele uba khona kwakho eveni laseSwatini hlezi sisho ukuthi kusibusiso kwindlo lenhle nalenkulu etimpilweni tethu njengoba uweva nje eMaswati ayakhanuka wena kunene ukuthi vele ulanzelele ukusisukumela eTulu nokuthi indaba dabo igcine tilungile. Siyathemba kuba khona kwakho Shwabadi bonke ukuthi awusihambela kahle wefika la kwaNyakatela live lonke unyakata kokufika kwakho eSwatini. Siyabonga nje kakhulu nawe malunga onke sithi nje asichubekeni sithi vete tonke lama opportunities lonawo i-platform lengeke ithathe i-opportunity yakho noma i-business yakho ibe siyenda yayo. There's no way on that, but ukuthi whatever you have in mind kuhambe kuyothengiswa kulaba ngaphandle. Siyabonga kakhulu Shwabadi, siyabonga sonke ngekuvuma kwakho Shwabadi singafika ekugcineni wena kunene.
Ngicela nithi take care of the comments. Specify what we have EADF in Eswatini who can finance fencing. Thanks for sharing the registration process. And then there are others. Ngicela as the committee, let's take care of that. We can talk later once you are done with your meeting. I understand you've got your meeting. Emaswati lamahle nina bekunene ngijabule kakhulu uNkulunkulu onomusa anibusisa.